Because this one sound good on a recording. Elvis, you should go out. We went for a walk the other night, and there was 2 like sheep doodles going for a walk, and they're like Elvis's size. They were so cute.
Oh.
Yeah, and I stopped to pet them, and one of them sat down and like leaned against my leg while I was petting it. It was adorable. We had a moment. Did you read all the articles for tonight?
Not yet.
Ok, Miss Renata está en la casa.
This is really hot.
We'll never be live on Facebook again.
Oh my gosh.
We should probably make an announcement, like reiterate the announcement about family game night and stuff tonight.
We had such plans for that announcement.
I know, dude. I feel really bad that things didn't get announced. Yep. Speaking of which, I'm going to mute my mic. Well, we don't have any viewers yet. Somebody's watching on Twitch. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm going to mute my mic real quick. Going hot. Unmuted. VitLab. Unmuted. Does our camera look blurry or are my glasses blurry? I think, okay, I think the camera's fine. All right. So
Okay, one more piece of pizza and then we can record the podcast.
Perfect. We have a trash can that belongs to the city of Myrtle Beach. Somehow traveled more than 3,500 miles and ended up in Ireland. It says a man in Ireland. You're about to say about finding the trash can. How do they know it's from Myrtle Beach?
At least that's Myrtle Beach on it. Wouldn't it be funny though if they thought it was from Myrtle Beach, but it was actually just from down the neighboring beach?
It is-
Just happened to have trash cans that looked like the ones from Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, they're just like regular old trash cans.
Why did I not take the opportunity to shut you out when you left?
Elvis, you drive me insane. I just want you to know.
Did that scare you?
Yes.
That dude looks naked. Okay, I'm gonna run this upstairs, and then we're gonna start when I come back. Okay.
Okay. Car parked for 47 years. Not that screen. Okay. A car parked. A car park. A car was parked. A car park. Park your car at a car park. It's a car park. Car parked for 47 years in the same spot on an Italian street becomes a monument. Car parked for 47 years in the same spot on an Italian street becomes a monument. That is a parking spot they will never get back. Web. What is up? Rebecca is coming down. Unfortunately, Elvis came down first. Webb's here.
Web's here.
Webb's here.
Hey, Web. You know what's really unique, Web, about the picture that you sent us of your highlighters in the Vent Lab cup?
It's a good looking mug, by the way.
You're our highlight.
Oh my gosh. You freaking, dude, she gets one show on Christian radio and suddenly she starts becoming like sappy. I don't know.
Okay.
This is shucks.
And stuff. Okay, I'm here. We're ready. We can do this now.
Nintendo explained that it plans to continue to expand its business around the core concept of creating unique integrated hardware software products, okay? Which has worked fairly well for the past 40 odd years. Nintendo lost its top spot on a console maker to Sony after the Switch, which blows my mind. Forza Horizons. New Horizons. Forza Horizon 5 just came out. I'm surprised Zach hasn't got it yet.
Oh my gosh, you said that name and I was like, Zacchaeus.
Yeah.
That was his thing.
It came out last night. It looks beautiful.
I'm going to text him and ask if he knows about that.
You should, hold on. You should wait till he's home and then text him about it so that if he's like still upset, hold on.
He won't be home till after midnight though.
So that if he's still upset whenever he gets home with the schedule message, then he will buy it out of grief. And that will bring him a little bit of false joy.
Okay, which one is it?
Forza Horizons 5. Forza Horizons? I don't know. Webb, it's so good to have you here. I'm just reading through these topics real quick before we don't talk about them.
Okay. My phone is making that Bluetooth make a lot of noise, so I'm going to turn my Bluetooth off.
Smart.
Okay.
Dude.
You still reading articles we're probably not going to talk about?
Yep.
Okay.
New Heinz Mars edition ketchup has implications that go far beyond flavor.
I already read that one.
About the implications. What is it? Never mind. Don't tell me.
Mm-hmm.
If we talk about it,
Then I'll tell you.
then you'll tell me.
Mm-hmm. We host professionally together now, so we're really good at this like exchange thing.
Yeah, check out this dumb-looking whale, though.
That looks like a dolphin.
I know, but it's
Wouldn't that be
a beaked whale.
You know what? Let's talk about it on the show. Let's just start the show.
You want to start the show?
Mm-hmm.
Rebecca.
Like for reals, like after 3 weeks or something. How many days?
17.
After 17 days, let's actually do a show. Do I have a piece of hair sticking out? Mm-hmm. Oh, did you start recording?
Not yet.
Okay, you should probably start recording.
Yeah, should I prop the camera up a little bit? Is it too low?
No.
No?
Your hair looks great.
Yeah, because
Like
it's
that.
cut off. All right, fine. You know what? That's fine. No, we don't have to worry about it. Whatever.
You'll start slouching pretty soon anyway.
You're right. Oh, here I go. Dude, my posture sucks. Anyway.
Your what?
Posture. My posture sucks. If I had better posture, I would be able to listen better in like interviews and stuff.
I bet that's what it is. let's start the podcast, Nathan.
Okay. I have to open up Adobe Audition first so that we can record said podcast. Oof. Episode 198 today. Test. Ugh. Test. Why is this? Okay.
Why is it just like off the charts?
No, it's just big. This part was just big.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when I opened it up the other day, it was like that, and I had to make an adjustment.
Yeah, I'm proud of you for knowing how to make that adjustment.
Yeah, pretty proud of myself, too.
All right.
Shall we begin?
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. Everybody stay calm.
It's time. Did you just say it's time?
Stay calm.
It's been 84 years.
Bullshit, man! You're back! You're back, man!
I usually use that soundbite as a joke.
Uh-huh.
It's been 84 years, but it actually might be true this time.
Didn't see that one coming.
For the first time in Vent Lab history, we went 17 days.
17 days!
17 days with no content. There wasn't even like anything.
There was
we didn't
nothing.
upload any videos, no
Absolutely
social
nothing.
media. We pretty much went dark.
It was pretty dark over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I apologize, guys. There's a very legitimate reason for that, and it wasn't us just being away and having fun. I wish it was. I wish we were just like super irresponsible because we were like having the time of our lives.
Quite the opposite.
No, my world like literally flipped upside down, and it totally came as a surprise.
Yep.
Not that any of those things are ever planned, but like I think I'm to the point now where I'm like afraid to text my friends when something happens, where I'm like,
Because you're
guys, something new.
because they're gonna be like, oh gosh.
Well, it's
You're afraid to be
exhausting.
that
like, right now,
friend.
it's exhausting to be my friend. Literally, in 1 month.
It's always hold on. It's always been exhausting to be your friend. Don't hold yourself up to that. It's always been exhausting. So don't be afraid.
Okay.
Anyway, continue.
Literally, in 1 month's time, my family faced losing 4 people that were very close to us. Like 4 immediate family members in 3 weeks' time. That's unusual, right? Like, and traumatic?
Yeah.
Yeah. 4 family members. 2 of them are doing fantastic, by the way. I'm no longer worried about losing 2 of my family members.
Okay. So whenever you say
The
you
other 2 aren't quite
faced,
faced.
that doesn't mean that 4 people actually, like, you didn't lose 4 people, but you faced the
So here's the good thing.
idea, the possibility.
4 people that we had the potential of losing, we didn't lose. Like,
Whoa.
Yeah, so like that was great.
Yeah.
That was great. We potentially could have lost, sounds like somebody's home at my house. We could have potentially lost 4 really close family members, and we didn't lose any of them. So that's the bright spot in all of this.
Yeah, the silver lining.
Is that nobody did die.
That is
So
good.
That was really good.
Yeah.
So I left. I can't even tell you when it was that I left. Originally, I went to Georgia.
Right.
Because my parents both had the Rona.
Uh-huh.
And they were very, very ill. And I went down to take care of them. And that was pretty traumatic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had to up and leave and take my work equipment with me. And so, you know, slowed the process down with the podcast when I had to do that.
Right.
We skipped a few shows, came back home. And then my husband got some news while I was in Georgia with my parents that his dad wasn't doing very well. And so I came back home, and then his dad went from not doing very well to having a pretty traumatic medical situation and ended up in the hospital. So my husband had to quickly up and out So right when I came back, my husband left.
Yeah, it was like you guys high-fived on your way
Yep.
out the door.
That's pretty much what happened. He went and took care of his parents, brought his dad back home. And then we were like, okay, so we're going to have to wait to find out like the official diagnosis of what's actually going on with his dad. Okay, it's a lot to handle. And then he came back, and that weekend we had a critical medical emergency with my 16-year-old daughter. She was 1 week away from turning 17. She is 17 because, like I said, everybody lived.
Which are pretty, I mean, those are pretty good results.
Yeah, and I know that's really vague, but we really want to protect her privacy because of her age and letting her be able to tell her story of what happened, because it was pretty traumatic. And we ended up in the hospital for a long period of time, but everybody's home now. Yeah. And then my father-in-law got his diagnosis, which is really sad. He has terminal cancer.
Yeah, that's rough.
So, yeah. I hate to be like the total bummer there, but like, we had a lot of bad news and a lot of terrible things that happened, and there's a lot of stuff that we still have to work through from it. But thank you so much for your patience, and guys, for sticking in there with us and not having any idea what was going on, and also for like just respecting our privacy in that time, and that we were so quiet, because it's just it still is a lot. But I'm handling it better than I had been handling it before. Yeah.
I will say, leading off with you faced losing 4 family members. There's 4 people in your family, so it kind of just sounds like your entire family.
Like we
it
almost
was like
lost everybody in our house.
like a car crash or
No,
something.
it was his parents and a child. Yeah.
And not okay.
Like, just to tell you a couple fun low points here. No, none of them were fun, but like now it's like interesting to talk about like some of these things.
So yeah, interesting is a good word.
So the first night I was in the hospital with my daughter, it was a really like stressful day. The next morning woke up at like 4 a.m. and wasn't feeling that great. And that quickly progressed to like me needing to throw up. I spent my morning at the hospital laying on a public bathroom floor, vomiting consistently throughout the entire morning. But I didn't want to tell anybody like that I was sick. Like I wasn't going to tell any of the nursing staff.
Right.
And I didn't want to freak out my daughter because she was already dealing with her own health emergency. And I didn't want like her to like feel like, oh my gosh, now my mom's not doing very well either. I was trying to be really strong for her. Pretty sure I have an STD on my face now because I like had to like I was so weak at one point that I like laid my face down on the public toilet seat and like just rested there.
You can't
And I was like
just say that.
And I was like, there's a lot of things I can be on this toilet right now. And like while I'm laying there with my face like on the toilet seat, I look off onto the floor and there's like a pill on the floor. And I don't know what the pill was. It was really tiny. But I was thinking, I wonder if that helps with headaches.
oh my gosh. You're so dumb.
Like it was this total moment of desperation. I was like, God, please have mercy on my soul.
You were like Paul Blart reaching for the gross dum-dum. Oh, you're gosh.
Yeah, so that was a pretty bad low point right there. Yeah. And then so like a week went by and we kind of got past like the tragic events of that had occurred. And then I decided, okay, I need to go back to work. Like it's time to go back to work. And I had said to my husband that morning, like, I think I'm okay. I think I can do this. I'm sorry, I'm reading the text line, guys. I think the Mythbuster found that the toilet seat is about the cleanest surface in the bathroom.
Yeah, so you'd probably get no face STDs for you.
I really hope so, but I wasn't feeling too confident about it. There was a lot of people coming in and out of those bathrooms. Anyway, I'm trying to talk about my other low point.
Oh, sorry. Yes, continue.
So I returned to work and I'm still working from home. And I start my work day and it starts with my morning meeting. And like I had this whole day like planned out in my head. Like it's going to be okay. I'm going to do this and this and this and this. And I'm going to get through the day. And then I'm going to get ready for bed and just, absorb everything that happened. It's going to be okay. I can do this. I'm good at handling like really stressful situations. But like in my work meeting, there's a couple things thrown at me that I wasn't really ready for.
Okay.
Which typically happens, but this time it seemed to like really kind of like set me on edge to the point I almost cried in my work meeting.
Like face cam and all?
Yeah, like
wow.
I was like really trying to hold it together, and it wasn't anything like unusual that's thrown at me. It was like, hey, you're going to need to come in and do this training on this web thing. And I was like,
I think that's worth crying for, I think probably.
I don't think I can go in. Like, and I didn't say like, no, I couldn't do any of this stuff. I just kept taking notes and was like, and then I was like trying to keep from crying. So then I had to mute my mic and make sure not to talk, or they could hear like the quiver in my voice. So then I got done with the work meeting, and then I got an email like following up like, hey, you're going to need to do this before you go in. And like, I couldn't handle it. Like I started to like cry, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm crying. Like, why am I crying over this? And about that time where I was like, why am I crying over this? Like my heart started pounding, and then I like couldn't breathe. And this has never happened to me before. And like it spun out of control. Like it was like a tornado of fury of emotions. Like I couldn't even handle it. Like my husband heard me downstairs, and he came down to check on me. And then my daughter came down to check on me, and they're just like sitting there looking at me. And I was like trying to like pull myself together, but I like had no control over my breathing or like my muscles or anything. I was just like clenching the side of my legs, and like I just thought I was going to just like pass out. Like I couldn't control it. And eventually I calmed down. Like it took 30 minutes, and then I was like exhausted. And then I realized I probably had like a panic attack. Anyway, so that's the first time that's ever happened to me. And then I was like freaking out because I was like, what's wrong with me? Am I broken? Like, did the trauma that I've just experienced, like, did it break me? And I was like literally thinking like, this is the rest of my life. This is the rest of my life now. Like I work in radio, which is a very high stress situation where a lot of things get thrown at you, and you have to be able to like react really quickly. And I was like, I'm going to just start having panic attacks in front of everybody now and on air. Like, this is great. I'm going to have to quit my job now. Anyway, a lot of people helped me to calm down from that moment. I did reach out to like my close circle who was really compassionate towards me. But it was my brother-in-law that called me. He's a nurse practitioner. And he was like, hey, I just want to talk you through like what happened and why it happened and how you can control that if that happens again. And like he made total sense of the whole situation. And like for some reason, just being able to like make sense of it. Like, why are you acting like you're going to pour water on our equipment?
Somebody in the chat asked what I was drinking.
Oh, water.
It's just a bottle
But it
of
looked
water.
like you were picking up the water to pour it on the board, and that kind of scared me.
Anyway, so you talked to your
My
brother,
brother-in-law
right?
talked me through like the panic attack thing, and the way he explained it to me, and I'm not going to explain it as amazing as he did, but he basically said like, you know, we're given this fight or flight mode, and if I were in the wild, I would be watching for predators, and if I came across a predator, then I would go into fight or flight mode. And he said, but since I'm not out in the wild, in our everyday lives, we look at stressors as like predators that are going to attack us. And he said, in my situation, what happened to me, the trauma I experienced was like I got attacked by a tiger. And so like my spidey senses are up. So I'm like, because I've already been attacked by a tiger, now that I'm walking through my daily life, every stressor I think is a tiger getting ready to attack me. And when I feel like really overwhelmed like that, I feel like there's too many predators coming after me. And I feel like this is the moment where I need to either fight or run. And so he said, when it comes down to that moment, because you're not acting, you're not doing either, you're not fighting and you're not running. He said that's when your body like freaks out. And he said something to do in that moment is to either exercise really quick, like get up, do push-ups, jumping jacks, something. Or he said to start with your feet and start tightening your muscles and then relaxing them, and then your ankles and your calves, and work all the way up to your head like that to try to calm yourself
I've heard
down.
that one before, yeah.
Anyway, it made a whole bunch of sense to me. And so then I realized just because my senses are up because I've been attacked and I feel like other things are like he said, you can only handle so much. And so you're at your max of what you can handle right now. So whenever something else comes in, that's why it's a predator coming to attack you. And so as I heal and realize that that not everything is going to attack me, then I'll get better. But anyway, so that's what happened.
So you guys, today the plan is we're going to throw a bunch of different scenarios at Rebecca, and we're going to see if we can replicate this scenario.
No,
we're going to
it
find
was
out what are the
absolutely
tigers in her
horrible.
life.
I've heard so many people talk about having anxiety attacks or panic attacks. And honestly, I was like, I feel really bad for you that happened. You talked to me about a time it happened to you. But I've never personally experienced it. And that sucked. I did not like that. Like, you are not in control at all. It's horrible.
It's weird. You're like the whole time you're just sitting there questioning, like, why can't I control my body and emotions?
It was awful. But it's a little bit of like an example of like the trauma that we actually experienced was, to the point that you're puking and having a panic attack. Yeah, I've been through some stuff.
You've seen some things.
We're all going through stuff, though. I mean, everybody's going through stuff.
Yeah. But there is some good news, Rebecca.
There is some good news. We have an announcement.
There is some good news. The announcement is a new whale species has been discovered off the coasts of New Zealand.
Guys, how exciting is that? This is what we've waited for our entire lives, is for this new whale species to be discovered.
It was discovered swimming around 6,000 feet below the ocean shores.
Guys, it's been there for so long, and we didn't even know it was there. It's just been beneath the surface.
I mean, you think about how long has mankind been on the planet, right? Couple billion, million, gazillion years?
Yeah.
At least 3
about that, yeah.
years. And we still haven't discovered this darn little whale until recently.
So get ready for your life to change.
17 feet long, 1 ton in weight. That's a big thing to just not even know it existed.
I know.
Just whenever you thought we had found it all. They say the ocean floors are less explored. We know less about the ocean floors than we do about the moon's surface.
Yeah.
Somebody says that.
Discovery of this whale that's just been here all this time, and it's this massive thing that's been just below the surface. I feel like that's relatable.
People are asking for pictures of the whale. I got you covered. Hold on a second.
Yeah, this is going to be disappointing when you see this, because you know what it looks like?
It looks...
Not so much like a whale.
It looks like a dolphin.
It looks like a dolphin.
Guys, it literally just looks like a dolphin.
I think this is just like this super fat dolphin, and they're like, no way a dolphin is this fat.
This
has got to be a whale.
Yeah.
Let's just call it this new whale species.
Imagine being so overweight that they're like, that's not a human. That's something else.
It's got to be a whale.
That's got to be something else. Anyway, it's a beaked whale. That's why it has a snout like a dolphin. It's a beaked whale. It actually has tusks.
No, it's
right here.
Fat.
Right here in its bottom jaw, it's got tusks.
Just call it what it is.
It's got tusks.
It's a fat dolphin
and they're
with tusks
calling
so it can eat more.
The Ramari's beaked whale. Ramari Stewart was a Maori whale expert, so they're naming it after him. Ramari's beaked whale.
It's a fat dolphin.
It's a fat dolphin. It's definitely a fat dolphin.
I have one cat that's very fit and one cat that's very fat.
Yeah.
Nobody's calling MJ a whale.
Somebody in chat asked, how did it breathe? Well, they did talk about that in the
In the article.
And I forgot about it.
It built an apparatus out of seaweed.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it did.
And it has remained deep below the surface for a very long period of time, continued to add to its apparatus as it swam along.
Oh my gosh. They literally quoted me in the thing. The Earth's deep ocean remains less understood than the surface of Mars. So they said Mars instead of...
And they didn't put your name for the quote.
It says the authors. That's probably, it's probably referring to me. Anyway, so that's pretty exciting. We have other news, I guess.
Oh, like exciting news? Like good news?
Yeah. We got exciting news. Let me find... I got to remember where all my buttons are again.
It's been so long.
Did I ever have a drum roll? Did I ever set... I don't think I ever had a drum roll.
I think you're going to get mixed up now what you have here and what you have at your other station.
I definitely 100% am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure am. Anyway, you guys... Something exciting is actually happening. And it's a little bit of a bittersweet moment.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically for our listeners. For us, it's great.
It's still bittersweet.
It's bittersweet.
We'll explain more
It's bittersweet.
in a moment.
Our Friday night live streams.
They're done, Zoe.
They're done.
They're gone. I'm sorry.
It's done. It's
gone. Over.
Cannot
You
do
didn't
that.
know you watched the last one.
Mm-hmm.
It was the pumpkin spice one?
Nope. It was, oh my gosh, imagine if it was the pumpkin spice one and we accidentally took shots on our last live stream.
Wait, was that our last one?
No, it was the Halloween one. Also, if you'd missed the pumpkin spice one, we didn't take shots.
Oh, it was the gross candy one.
Right. It was basically vanilla extract, but pumpkin spice vanilla extract, and
but it was bad.
it was pretty bad. It was pretty rough. Anyway, the last one we did was the Bad Halloween.
It wasn't supposed to
17
be our
days
last
ago.
one. We planned to have a last one, and we were going to tell you it was the last one, but
Yep.
you know, life.
It was gonna be right. It was gonna be like our 200th episode. Like it was all gonna line up. It was so pretty.
Nothing was getting in the way. I think we even said something like, "Hey, neither one of us have plans to be gone. This is how it's gonna work out."
This will work out as long as nothing happens and we don't miss any episodes.
And then God was like,
He's like, "Oh,
get ready."
If you only knew.
No, I don't think he was laughing that sinisterly.
Well, you've never heard God laugh, so we'll figure it out one day. But anyway, that's not the good news. That's the bittersweet part. That's the bitter part of the sweet. The sweet part is that now, on every Saturday night, from 7 to 9 p.m., Rebecca and I are live on air on 88.5.
Life 88.5. For Life 88.5 Family Game Night, sponsored by Northland Sonic Drive-Ins. We will say that 1 million times every Saturday.
Yep. If you want to hear somebody say Northland Sonic Drive-Ins a billion times, tune in 7 to 9 p.m. on Life 88.5. But no, that's literally it. We're taking our Friday night show. Basically, what happened? I'm just riding
okay.
the slider.
You're fine.
We'll just
Have
we'll
fun.
just we'll just cut it. We'll just well, now it feels a little better. Anyway, we're taking our Friday night live stream and we're switching it to radio format.
Mm-hmm. So
and
it's
extending it
changed
2 hours.
a little bit and a lot less visual.
Extending it by an hour and a half. Yeah. What's interesting about this is that we started this podcast with the expectation and the idea behind it all to eventually transition the podcast into radio format.
Yeah.
And then we started our Friday night live stream as a way just to kind of get more interaction, to have a live audience, and to have some fun games.
Get to know our podcast family.
And they weren't necessarily like radio friendly all the time. I'm sure if people only listen to the podcast, they know exactly what we're talking about. But they were fun. And it turns out, at least for the time being, that's the thing that got transitioned. That's the one that got adopted.
So yeah, the crazy thing, we have two different versions of our podcast. We have what you're hearing right now, our Tuesday podcast that we we live stream on Switch and YouTube.
Oh, I hate you. I forgot how much I hate you every time you say that. It's Twitch. Twitch.tv.
So that's
It's
like our
important
normal
now.
podcast.
It's
That
important
was
now.
what was supposed to transition to radio. And then, we did the fun one, like Nathan just explained, where it's just goofy and you guys get to interact and everything. And that's the one they wanted.
Yeah.
They wanted us for that. So
they've never done anything like this on the station before, so we're kind of pioneers, if you will.
we're an inspiration.
We're kind
guys.
of wild cards out here, In a land of mediocrity, in a land of people not living fully up to expectations, we're raising the bar before they even hit the last
We're
one.
working on it.
Yeah, okay, that might be giving us too much. We're doing a family game night where we're playing a game every single Friday, a different Saturday. Whoa, that's gonna take some getting used
Life
to.
80.5 Family Game Night,
Sponsored.
by Northland Sonic Drive-Ins.
Yep, that's the one. That's the show. And if you haven't noticed, we do have a sponsor, which is kind of big.
Yes, it's not Squatty Potty like I had dreamed, but it is. It is
one day.
Northland Sonic Drive-Ins.
One day we will be sponsored by Squatty Potty, but
Goals.
I should have suggested that. Anyway,
Then we'd be giving away free Squatty Potties,
which would be
great,
dude.
Instead of Sonic
and
gift
poopery,
cards.
we could have given out poopery. Aw, dude. But Sonic is great. I prefer Sonic actually.
Sure.
Sonic's the best, I think. Northland
No.
Sonic Drive-In specifically.
Though you could live without Sonic gift card, but you can't live without your Squatty Potty.
I think the Northland Sonic Drive-In's marketing team would disagree.
Okay.
Anyway, so we're big time shots. We don't have time for Friday
We're
night
big time
goofy
shots.
news, goofiness. Like onward and upward, as they say.
So the goal is to develop this Saturday night show more than it is at the very moment. It's great. It's great as is. We have people that call in, they play games with us, and we give away prizes. And we would love for you guys to call in and win prizes as well. It would be really fun to get to interact with some of you, like Webb and Richard and Luke. And
I'm not giving you any help. I'm just waiting for you to
don't let me miss
somebody's
out
name.
on people.
I'm just letting you. Laura, there's one.
All of you. I can't go through all the names. I'm just going to stop now.
Just
I'm
start
gonna
throwing out
I'm
names.
gonna
Jeremy,
stop
thank
now
you so
because
much.
I don't
Chris,
want to forget
Oh, wow.
anybody specifically.
Tom,
Anyway,
and Tom.
we had a
two
lot
Toms.
of questions about whether we were going to live stream this as well. And the answer is yes, that is the plan. But right now we really need to get our feet underneath of us and get a little more comfortable with what we're doing before we branch out to
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah, we should give the number. Good suggestion. 855-474-8850.
Fun fact, I do not have that memorized yet.
Yeah, that's all right. I just thought of this. Should we play the promo?
Oh my gosh, yeah, do you have it?
We have a promo, a radio promo.
Guys, that
for
Nathan made.
anybody who ever asked. I had I'll explain after, but we'll play it.
Okay.
Kids, it's Saturday night, and you know what that means. Family Game Night! Yay!
Hey, it's Nathan, and we're shaking up your Saturday nights by bringing families back together for fun, laughs, and some good old-fashioned competition.
I'm Rebecca, and we can't wait for you to join us for Life 88.5 Family Game Night, sponsored by Northland Sonic Drive-Ins. There will be loads of fun, interactive games, prize giveaways, and of course, uplifting music.
So gather the family and join us each Saturday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Plus, have your phone charged and ready to call or text to play and win. 855-474-8850.
Life 88.5 Family Game Night, sponsored by Northland Sonic Drive-Ins.
Family Game Night!
That is my favorite part.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, no, Ben asked if I made that one because it sounded better than the other one. Yes!
Pepperoni!
What's pepperoni in the chat? Yes, I did make that one, and it is live. I had a moment on the way home from our first family game night. On Saturday night. I was heading home. I was listening to the
Sure it
radio.
wasn't Sunday? It was Sunday when you went back and recorded your breaks for Sunday night, and then you added in the promo because you didn't have the promo Saturday night. This was on Sunday. I could go back.
Oh my gosh, no, you're right. You're right.
I usually am.
What the heck? Anyway, my brain doesn't make sense. Anyway, so I was on the way home Sunday night, the night after our first family game night, and the night that I had to go into the studio late to put in that promo. because an old one was playing, and I swapped them out. Needless information. Anyway, I got in my car, was driving home, had the radio playing, and I heard it, and it sounded so good on the radio.
Great.
My idea with the ending there with the family game night, and then just my idea was like, that's just gonna go bow straight into a song, and it freaking worked.
It sounded beautiful.
And the thing that caught me off on this promo, it's not that it's the first promo I've ever made. It's not even the first promo. It's not my first piece of work to play on air. This was the first thing that I went home and was like, I'm going to do this, and then it's going to air. And I went home and I made it, and then I texted my boss, and she was like, yeah, I'm out of town, whatever. Just do it.
Do whatever.
Do whatever. And so I went in and loaded up the logs, and then I put in my own work that hadn't been checked by anybody. I could have said a bad word in there and then would have broadcasted on the air. Could have. Didn't. Wouldn't.
Because you're a professional
ever.
and you would never do
Would
something
never.
like that.
I've never even said a bad word, probably, let alone recorded. All right. But I could have. But I wouldn't. But I had the chance to. But I wouldn't have taken that chance.
Okay,
I
so
didn't
anyway,
take
they
that
trusted
chance.
you, and you uploaded it, and it's good, and there it is, and you got to hear it.
And
it was
I-
like this super proud moment.
Yeah, and then I heard it on my way home from work, and I friggin' cranked the radio and did some fist bumps and some yelling in my car, which I never do.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
I
guys,
did.
here's why this is like such a cool moment for us. Nathan and I met like 5 years ago when we were both in college at Johnson County Community College.
Oh, geez, it's been a long time. Yeah.
It's been a while. And we were in a radio production class together. We started eventually hosting a show and working together at the same college radio station. And we really liked working together and thought, you know what, it would be really cool if someday we were able to do a show together. And then college got over and we went we thought we were going our separate ways.
There was some crying going on in the parking
because we
lot.
thought this was it.
Yeah.
We thought we drove in separate directions and that was it. Like, our friendship is over. Like, that was it. And then our lives just kept intersecting.
So unfortunate. I was so ready to move on. I had plans.
We ended up working together at what was Entercom at
Yep.
the time and continued to build our friendship and get opportunities to host together. And then we thought maybe like we could have a career working together. We went to Albuquerque, New Mexico, met with some radio professionals there that we really liked and like we wanted to model a show after them. And they told us to go back home and start a podcast together so that we could market ourselves as a team.
Yeah.
And 2 years later, we just got hired together as a team. And
It
so
worked.
on Saturday night, we were jumping up and down before we went on air. And we were both a little bit nervous, even though
I wasn't nervous.
Dude,
I've never been nervous.
we're radio professionals. We both separately have a professional radio career. But this was like such a big moment because we wanted this for so long and it's actually happening. And so that was a really exciting moment. And our radio production professor, teacher, whatever he's called,
He's a professor, radio production professor.
Ben Messner, he reached out to me a couple weeks ago and said, hey, you guys want to come talk to my radio production class?
We will literally be going to the class to speak
That we like met in.
that we first started working together in.
Yeah, so Thursday.
Whole freaking circle.
Thursday, we're going to go speak to that class. So just finally hired to work together, and we're going to go speak at the class where it all began.
Question, do you feel underqualified to talk to that class? I feel like whenever we were in class, the people they brought on were like, I've been in the industry for 20 years or 50 years.
I don't feel underqualified because I feel as though in the last 5 years, radio has made a huge transition, and we were there for that.
Yeah.
And I think like we had just gotten in right before the transition happened, and then we walked through that transition. And so I think we're coming with some fresh experience that I think some old timers that hadn't been through that transition probably wouldn't be able to speak to.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
We're not even preparing for it. We're just showing up because
Yeah,
that's
I
what
meant
radio
to-
professionals do.
I meant to ask about that. Like, are we supposed to have notes or something? Because I'm just kind
Last time we did like a top 10 list.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We could find those notes, but I think things have probably changed since then. Anyway, that's a lot of boring information for
Yeah,
for
and
you
there's
guys
no
to
way
hear,
we can
but
make another top 10 list.
No, we're just going to go sit down and we're going to pretend like we're doing a show and just talk like we do now.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you. Thank you so much for your support. And the Tuesday night podcast will continue in case we didn't mention that. And like we said, live stream on Snitch and YouTube.
I hate your guts. I actually hate them.
Yep.
Yeah, and you know what?
And join us Saturdays.
I'm assuming that nothing else big. I feel like we've run out of big life things. You specifically have run out of big life.
Thankfully, imagine if there was more.
That could prohibit.
I don't know. It's kind of scary to say that. Are you saying like
us from doing a Tuesday night podcast? You know, I feel like we're pretty set for a while.
No, at this point,
You know?
I am not even going to test it because
Knock
who
on wood.
knows? Like, I didn't think that this last month would be as insane as it was, but here we are. Thankfully. There was times I didn't think I was going to be back here. It was crazy.
It was wild. You know, I was thinking, and I really was thinking this. I was thinking, I don't know why. I do know why. It's because I watched a YouTube video that somebody else did it. But I kind of want to go to Italy. I think it would be cool. And I think the reason I want to go to Italy is because I want to make enough money to go to Italy at some point in my life, you know? But not just go to Italy, but like bring friends and then pay for their whole trip.
Okay, that would be fun.
Yeah, no,
I mean, like,
listen,
it'd be fun just going to Italy in and of itself, but to be able to pay for friends to go anywhere,
Yeah, dude, bring a
that's a
group of
total
people
win. Yeah.
and just go and chill and everybody do their thing or whatever. Try some pizza.
I mean, I've said this
Some
before,
bread.
but I really want to go to Venice. Something about like the watery streets sounds really cool.
Is Venice in Italy?
Venice, Italy?
Is that right? No. Paris is in France and
Thank
Italy is in France. No, France is in Italy.
No. Nope.
Where-
France is not in Italy.
You're telling me Italy and
Venice.
Paris are two different places?
Yeah.
Like not even in the same country? Oh, we do have a person.
Oh, Pepperoni's going to be our personal pilot. Yes. Can you fly us that far?
I think we could. Dude, what if
Your dad said he's in.
you
You have to pay for your dad.
I feel like I owe him that. But you can't hang out with me and my friends. You and mom have to go do your own thing.
Oh, Venice is in Italy. Thank you, Webb.
Okay. Did you know that?
That's what I just said.
I said that and
no,
you're
you were talking
piggybacking
about
off of
Italy,
me.
and I was saying I want to go to Venice.
And I said, is Venice in Italy? And then
and
you
I
had
said,
that look.
yeah. Well, I was looking at you like, are you insane when you said,
Oh,
wait, is
okay.
Paris in Italy?
Okay.
Or wait, no, you're like, is France in Italy? And I was like, wait.
Because you have Paris, France, and Venice, Italy? Is Italy and France related in any
your
way?
dad said no worries, by the way. Pepperoni could try. Only way to know for sure is to try.
Listen, we either make it or we don't. Either way, we're going to have the time of our lives.
For a little bit. For a little bit.
I'm partying all the way down, man. Anyway, I didn't bring that up because of this story, but it does make a good transition. Oh, Italy and France are both part of the EU. They're close enough, dude. You know? They're basically the same place. So, speaking of Italy, a car that was parked in the same spot for 47 years is now
I'm
a
shaking
monument.
my head at Nathan. Sorry, you want to read that again?
Been a while since I've used this.
That's called a transition if you never seen what.
A car parked for 47 years in the same spot on an Italian street becomes a monument. That is the headline. And that's literally the whole story. There was an old car. You've read this. You can explain it.
Okay, so the interesting part is now this car has been moved. Like, it's not even like remaining in the same spot. It's become a monument, but it was moved someplace else, which just basically makes it a really old car, right?
Yeah, wait, what? I thought the point was that they were like leaving it there and making it
they
official.
decided to move it someplace else and like preserve it as like this car that was in this place for like this really long period of time, but now it's no longer in that place anymore.
Bro, you ever think there's a lot of monuments in the world?
Do we have a picture of the car? Yes, we have a picture.
Why do my parents keep asking for pictures of the car? Hold on.
It is a Lancia Fulvia. I believe, which was made in 1963.
Okay, you know what?
They actually say the year of this car is 1962, but this car wasn't made till 1963. So I think they're a little off. I think this is a second edition of that kind of car, which I bet my son is familiar with. I am not.
Oh, geez, this is really messing up. There it is, parked in the street. But they moved it. It's not on the street anymore.
No. You can't even go there and see where the car was parked for a really long time. It's completely moved.
They were like, we like this car and we're going to do something special with it, but we really just need the parking spot back.
Yeah, here was the thing. They needed to do like some street resurfacing or something, and they wanted to remove the car, but everybody was emotionally attached to the car. I'm making this up. Like, I'm just assuming that this is the case because this is the way things tend to go.
True.
That like the people of the village were like, no, when I was a child, that's how I knew where my house was. And then they were like, I got engaged in front of that car. And then somebody else was like, I had my first kiss in front of that car. And, you know, and so people are emotionally attached to this car.
That's why you don't get emotionally attached to
and
things.
the people that are like resurfacing the road, it's like, I know, come on, but it's just like an old car. And they're like, all right, let's get together with a couple government officials and let's think of a plan. And they're like, how about if we make it a monument and we put it on top of some rocks somewhere and we tell people it's really special so then they can still go back and see this car is just not in the same place anymore and we can resurface the street. And the people were like, okay.
Yeah, that works.
That's probably how it happened.
Yeah. Anyway, you think in the grand scheme of things, right? Monuments are typically pretty old. This thing is only 47 years old. I feel like that's not great. Web as if I have a picture of Italy. No, I don't.
What about Venice?
I don't even know. No.
Were you not prepared for the show today?
When have we ever shown pictures on the Tuesday night podcast?
Well, now it's a thing because we canceled Fridays. And so.
Oh, so we have to put more effort into this one?
Yeah, now you need to make sure to have the visual effects as well as the audio effects.
Notice how it's me that has to prepare for all this? Mm-hmm. Please.
Yeah. Well, you know how you want to do like all of this traveling and go to, you know, Paris, Italy and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this trash can has you beat because it traveled all the way from Myrtle Beach to Ireland.
When did you do that?
Wait, where's the transition? Oh, no!
You set yourself up for it.
That transition was so solid, and then you had to go and try and top me, and I'm not even accepting that.
Here, okay, Rebecca asked for a transition button. I kind of want to make it like Rebecca-like, so...
Oh, you're so annoying.
That's your transition. You get that one. You get that one. This one's mine.
That's called a transition if you never seen one.
Okay.
By the way, Grace is really excited about being the last thing on that promo.
Oh, they're asking
That's
for
Grace's voice?
It's Grace's voice. Don't tell her.
Really?
Don't tell her, but I thought that was Lillian.
Really?
She
That's my favorite part.
She did a great job with it.
Do you have a picture of the trash can?
Oh, here we go.
For those of you not watching, it is a Blue Barrel recycle only trash can.
There's your trash can. What about this even says Myrtle Beach?
I don't know. Maybe this is just like the Blue Barrel trash can. Like maybe only Myrtle Beach has these trash cans or something like that. Or maybe on the other side it says Myrtle Beach. Or maybe in that little circle that you're trying to like look in closely on and it's really difficult to read.
The little logo?
Yeah, maybe that says Myrtle Beach.
Unlikely.
Anyway,
Unlikely.
there is an identifying factor somewhere that this trash can is from Myrtle Beach, and it showed up in Ireland.
It just went through, just kind of sailed over there, huh?
Yes. So just when you thought you were getting some traveling going, this trash can just topped you because it's making its way around the world.
Floating
downtown.
fast.
Yeah, downtown to
Ireland.
Myrtle Beach, Ireland.
You know what's interesting about Ireland is it's part of the EU, I think, maybe. Italy and France are also part of the EU.
Germany.
Germany is also part of the EU? You know who isn't part of the EU, I don't think? The UK.
Okay, so I'm really bad at geography here, but I'm pretty sure it's like
New England.
Germany, France, Italy.
Ireland, maybe?
I don't know.
Maybe
I'm
Ireland.
gonna stop guessing because I make myself sound more and more dumb the more I try to figure out geography.
Maybe Ireland is part of the UK.
Anyway, what about this trash can?
Dude, this is your story, man. What about the trash can? It floated to Ireland
I had
from
the
Myrtle
excellent
Beach.
transition. Okay, it traveled like 3,500 miles or something like that.
Yeah, it did.
There was a hurricane.
Oh, that's how it got.
Yeah, and
Okay.
there's a lot of buoyancy in barrels, and I bet it just moved right along as the winds just kept on pushing it and made it all the way to Ireland. And then some kids on the beach were like, what is a trash can from Myrtle Beach doing here in Ireland?
Crazy how those little kids knew that it was from Ireland,
From Myrtle Beach?
Did it still have trash in it? That's the question I want answered.
Ooh, probably not.
Probably not. It did have some barnacles on it. Maybe some mussels. What are those things that stick? Brussels? Barnacles, Brussels, and mussels.
Okay.
Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. It had some live things on it. Ireland is part of the UK. Freaking nailed it,
EU,
dude.
not UK. EU.
That's what I said.
You said UK.
Well, I said EU first.
Since 1973.
I said EU first.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's not important anymore. Here's a question for you, Rebecca.
Okay.
I'm not even trying with the transition this time. I'm just going for it. We're actually talking about stories right now. What is this?
I don't know. It's a new us.
I guess, yeah.
We're professionals now, so we're
Do you
trying to
have
really
any
be
pictures of the barnacles? Get out! No!
No, please,
Seems
no,
like every
no,
day that I hear stories
No!
about kids and teens.
no.
What was that audio playing?
Oh my gosh.
Are you like all turned around right now?
Dude, you know what should be illegal? All right? You know what should be illegal? Auto-playing videos. Auto-playing videos. News websites, Rebecca, no offense, but news stations
I don't create
have the
those.
worst websites ever. And they're all the exact same. They all hire the same guy. They all use the same format
I don't
to make
even
their
have
dumb
permission to
little websites
post on my
that have
website.
butt tons of ads and auto-playing videos that you cannot, for the
If
life
you're
of
watching
you,
on the stream,
shut up!
Nathan looks like a mad scientist, like very passionate about how he can't get his vaccination approved.
You cannot. You can't tell these things to not play. I paused this video probably 4 times.
I want to go get like your white lab jacket and your goggles and put them on your head so you accurately look like a mad scientist.
Maybe I'll do that for what's the one where you dress up? Halloween. I'll do that for Halloween.
You already did that last
I know, we missed our Halloween live streams. I wanted to do ghost pepper stories again.
I'm sorry, my life got flipped upside down.
I wanted to do ghost pepper stories again,
Let
and
me
I
tell you a
wanted
story.
to do. I wanted to do.
Just sit right down.
VR horror games.
Uh-huh.
We can still do that one.
No,
though.
I didn't even do it like virtual reality. I did horror games like reality.
This is regular reality, the RR, if you will.
I was like, let's see how bad life can get, and let's do it for reals.
It's playing again!
Kids as young as 9.
Why? Look at. Oh.
You could always just mute your tab, Nathan.
Oh, this is the worst. If you scroll down and scroll back up, it unpauses itself.
So anyway, the story here is asking, did technology make us lie more?
Are people lying more since the rise of social media and smartphones? Play some Meatball. I love that reference.
I thought
Just
it was Meatball
shooting
forever.
Meatball outside the school.
If we didn't do this podcast, I would forever think that was Meatball rather than B-Ball.
It's a learning
the
experience.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air song.
It's a learning experience.
I'm kind of sad that you ruined it for me. I could have just gone on just saying Meatball forever and been as happy as could be. And now I know it's B-Ball. And every time I have to be like, man, I really missed it on that one. Rebecca, are you coming over for pie on Thanksgiving evening? Ooh, your mom just invited me over to your house for pie on Thanksgiving evening.
Mom, I thought we talked about this. They eat too much. There's not enough leftovers.
I will get back to you, Renee, because I may be going to Omaha to see my in-laws on Thanksgiving. If not, then yes, for sure. We will be coming over. I'll let you know as soon as possible. Thank you for asking, though.
That's been one of those like mini traditions that you didn't really see coming.
Going to your house on Thanksgiving for pie.
Yes. While everybody's looking at Black Friday
ads. And thankfully, you had relatives that had celiacs.
Yeah, thankfully for that.
And so now I get pies that are gluten-free.
Yeah, they did that specifically with you in mind, by the way.
Also didn't see that coming. If I can't go, can you save some pies for me?
Absolutely not.
Thank you. So anyway, are people lying more since the rise of social media and smartphones? I'm just going to speed through this and tell you, yes, people are lying more. The reason being is
anonymity.
Because if you're not speaking face-to-face with somebody, it's a lot easier to lie. So people are like texting white lies. Happens less on email because those have to be a little bit longer and you're specifically emailing about something. But yes, when people are texting or posting on social media, they're telling more white lies than they would if they were having a face-to-face conversation with you.
Like, I'm on my way whenever you're like, not yet.
You know what's really been great about like being able to text instead of call?
What?
The whole like telling your boss you're sick thing.
Oh, that's true.
Like before you had to work up that sick voice. Like even if you were really sick, but you didn't sound sick, you had to make yourself like sound like you were miserable or you just like woke up or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now you can just text and be like, yeah, I'm not feeling well. And then there's nothing to even question. It's not like they're going to be like, all right, well, what's going on?
Have you ever had a job where they like ask like, but could you still come in though?
Okay. Maybe not like, could you still come in? But since I'm working from home.
Oh.
It's like, all right, are you able to still record stories for tomorrow? Like maybe you can't anchor, but can we still have some stories for the morning show? Or if I write them for you, could you at least record some stories for me or stuff like that? So there has been some negotiating. So I do have to make it clear how sick I am when I'm saying I'm sick. But honestly, I never take like a full day. When this critical medical emergency happened with my daughter, I kid you not, my text message to my bosses, guys, what happened was so serious. There was no way I was going to work, but I was still trying to figure out like how I could work in the midst of everything and was like, I am so sorry to do this to you guys. I know you were really short-staffed, but I'm not able to come in today. Both my bosses texted me back and said, don't worry about us. You stay where you're at and you focus on your daughter and you take your time. And then they like checked in with me and were like, just making sure that you were going to take the time you need. And we're doing great. I don't want you to think like they were really good about making sure that I was not like feeling guilty about being gone or anything. That was great.
Yeah. That's good. Working from home is kind of like being homeschooled. In the sense of like, yeah, I'm not feeling well. I don't think I'm gonna be able to work. And they're like, but like, how sick, right? Like, are you like, I can take a walk. You know, my mom would always be like, if you're not sick enough that you can't play video games, then you're not sick enough that you can't do school. If you're too sick to do school, you're too sick for video games, is what she would say.
Oh, Renee, I know you don't really sound like that.
Come on! It doesn't take any effort to play games.
Okay, so that's not just for homeschool students because now every assignment comes on an iPad. And so like Grace is home from school right now because not only did she have a critical medical emergency when she got home, she ended up with, we don't know, they thought she had strep and then that came back negative, but they gave her medicine for strep. And then we found out yesterday the second test came back negative. But the medicine was working. So then they're like, well, but maybe she has mono. And then today the doctor was like, you know what? I think maybe she did just have strep and we missed something. She has some kind of bacteria. Anyway, the point of explaining that is that she's missing more school now because she got sick when she got better. She got better for a couple days and then she got really sick again. Dude. So her teachers are all like, no big deal. all of your assignments are on your iPad. You can continue working from home on your iPad.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that. Thank you.
She opened up her iPad and she had like 46 assignments due. And she was like, she just threw it across the room. She's like, I can't.
Frisbee that bad boy out the window.
Yeah.
Yep, toss it.
Anyway, technology can be great, but it also makes it really difficult to escape from anything ever.
Yeah, though I did have mono whenever I was in college and still went to class and stuff. So
yeah,
you know, I'm not like, you know, it's whatever. Like, I'm pretty tough, so I can't hold everybody up to that standard.
I felt so bad for this girl. I have had sore throats in my past. Grace has had 2 significant sore throats in her life. The first time she was probably about 4 years old, and she had a massive bulge in the side of her neck. So I took her to the ER. She was very young, and that I had never seen that before.
Right.
And they're like, well, she might have strep. They did a strep test, and it was negative. And they're like, well, if it's not strep, it also could be this rare childhood cancer that is really fast moving. And we need to make sure it's not that. So they did $3,000 worth of tests to find out. And then the second test, strep test, came back positive. So she did not have pediatric cancer. Yay! But she did have strep. So this time...
And you had a big bill.
Yeah. So this last week she came
Which is
to
arguably
me,
worse.
and she was like, my throat is sore. And she like lifted up her chin like to rub her throat. And I was like, oh my gosh. And she had that huge bulge. And I was like, oh my gosh, you might have strep. And I was like, let's get the flashlight. Let me check your throat. See if there's white pockets. That means strep, right? If you have white pockets, you're like, that's strep.
Sure.
That's what I've always heard. So I checked her throat. It was like bubble wrap around her throat, just like white pockets everywhere. It was so bad. So we ended up taking her to the doctor, and you know, she has a mask on at the doctor's office, and the doctor goes to take her mask off, and he goes, oh. Like, that's a really bad reaction.
And then she opened her mouth and showed him all the pockets.
No, seriously, he said, whoa, because of the bulge in her neck.
Oh my gosh.
And then when she opened her mouth, and he was like, oh, you've got a really bad case of whatever this is.
You got a bad case of something.
Like, he was super compassionate to her and was like, honey, you are in so much pain, and I am so sorry for how you're feeling right now. And anyway, poor thing. She is doing significantly better today, though. Last couple days, she's made a turn for the positive.
Yeah. And that wasn't even the emergency.
No, that was not at all the emergency. Here's the thing with this poor girl. She was really sick the week before she was hospitalized.
Okay.
She was really sick with like an upper respiratory infection. Mm-hmm. And then she had a critical medical emergency that hospitalized her. And she was in the hospital for a week, came home, and then got whatever this was. Like 2 days later.
Dang, dude.
Yeah. And she turned 17 in there somewhere.
That'd be a good memory. She'll remember that birthday for sure.
She blew out her birthday candles right before she got all those white pockets.
Oh.
I can't eat her cake because I'm gluten-free, but everybody else, they got exposed to whatever bacteria she blew all over that cake.
Well, listen, you could probably start some sort of something on Facebook. My daughter got these white pockets on the back of her throat after blowing out birthday candles. Down with big candle. And then you can write like a big old thing and make some conspiracy theories, get some people backing you up. I think you got something there. This could be big. This could be big for you.
Yep.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, and we will be back here in a little bit for our Let's Be Honest.
Yeah, not here live.
No, but like for you patrons.
Right. Because there's something else we have to address because we have no Friday nights. Mm-hmm. That's part of the patron thing, so we have to address that as well.
Yeah.
That'll be on the Let's Be Honest though.
And then you can join us Saturday night on Life 88.5 for Life 88.5 Family Game Night, sponsored by Northland Sonic Drive-Ins. Nailing that. Webb says, glad you are back, guys. Sorry to hear about Friday shows, but congrats on the Saturday night show. Thank you, Webb.
Thank you.
Really, we miss our family on Friday nights. We miss seeing those names and the personalities, and that's the bitter that's the bitter of the sweet for us, because we really will miss a lot of you that may not make it over to Life 88.5 on Saturday nights.
Yep,
But
I'm going to miss them.
We've got you here if you want to continue to join us.
That's true. Every Tuesday, we stream our regular podcast on Twitch.
We need to see if we can get
And
Angel
YouTube.
to make a transition over to Tuesday nights.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Get the whole crew here.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's all we got for this show. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Sorry we took so long to get here.
Listening to me whine and complain about how horrible my life's been lately.
Yeah, jeez. But that's pretty much the whole premise of this podcast. So your regularly scheduled content.
Wasn't it you that was like having really bad things happen for a long time and then we just switched?
Yeah. But that's part of being a good co-host, you know? We take on each other's burdens.
Turns having bad days.
That's right. Anyway, we will not see you Friday. You can hear us Saturday, though, and if you call in, then we'll hear you.
We'll talk to you.
Yep.
And maybe give you a prize if you win.
But until next Tuesday, fingers crossed, my name's Nathan.
And I'm Rebecca. We out.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
We did it. We did it. We were back. We did
Dude,
a show.
I freaking missed this.
It was fun.
I missed this.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna miss Fridays, too.
Maybe this will become a radio show someday.
That's the plan.
That was the plan originally.
They took our Fridays.
Wait, you want our Friday night live stream? You don't want you don't want like an everyday like talk show? No?
Hear
Just
me out, right?
Just the one that's like has more visual features. Okay, cool. We could do that.
Family night, family game night, but every weekday morning, plus 2 hours.
And can we like reduce the game portion of it to like a segment?
Yeah. Well, we could do that. Yeah. Anyway, we're very grateful for this opportunity.
We are incredibly
It's
grateful.
Dream come true.
Mm-hmm. All right.